And this Ann and Allen.
About reality and to just live in what you said, not all these other dimensions. You get a one-dimensional life. Yeah. And I shared this, by the way, with the new CEO of
So he's asserting that by being your word and uh, living that way of what you say goes and fulfilling on that, honoring and cleaning up when you're not that is a one-dimensional life. I mean, it doesn't compute whatsoever. It's just not how you wanted to live. So that's fine. That's all good. You don't have to. I mean, look, he was getting calls to get up and go to Australia at 4 in the morning or something. I don't know what happened, but um, yeah, there's certain coaches of Olympic coaches that after participating for a long time have chosen that that's the way that they want to live their life for the rest of their life is to work for this organization. And that's um yeah, their choice at that point. And you chose not to do that, and you were able to leave. And knock wood, you're that's over and done with, and you're on other bigger and better things for your life. Um, let's see. Um, yeah, I wouldn't call that one dimensional. I would call that a commitment that they have for the world. And I mean, there's fewer than 50 of them from what I know. And yeah, if you haven't done the form of the advanced courses, 2 5-day courses, 915 bucks each. I don't work for them. I don't have anything to do with them. I don't even take their courses anymore. And
Landmark
there's
yesterday about one of the things I'm
no link below for you to register or anything. I mean, you can call them or leave them a or go to the website, but I don't I there's no affiliate link. I'm not trying to make money off of this or anything. Um Yeah, if you think this is about the money, you're way off base. He's going to say that he contacted and they listened to him. So I'm telling you, they hear everything, they see everything. Because you're putting it out on YouTube and they know who to follow, and you pop up in the feed. It's kind of hard to not see if something's new, and I can search by channel and search by most popular to least popular and kind of get a good idea by watching a few hours out of the most popular of how, not to say that I know everything on the rest of the channel, but um, so yeah, they had complaints about their participation in the 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s, and they have also made quite a contribution to the organization while they were there, made new things happen and so forth. Um, and yeah, they're just getting off their chest
suggesting that Landmark do in the future.
I mean, really anyone that hadn't gotten to say everything that they wanted to say to be complete and put it in the past. Because if you're thinking about something that is uh, not whole, complete, unbroken, in perfect condition, um, and that remains in your mind of something that you want to have whole, complete, and perfect condition, then that could you see how that could be an out of integrity for you? So for me, that becomes an out of integrity for me, such that I uh, set everything up in my life to be in integrity. And if it falls out every now and again, I can put it back in. But um, in any event, any complaints that were had have been heard um, and have made a difference upon. And if you have a complaint about how they measure and count people, they count people because people count. Um, that's only for their efficiency, and if they found a better way to do it, they would do it. But it's only an effective way to run a business.
I don't know that he'll listen, but he was very open here. I said they got to get more connected to what's going on in your body.
Yeah, of course they would always listen. People that work for Landmark in particular, but anyone that you know that's participated in the Landmark forum or advanced course or anything, um, is listening to you maybe more than most people have ever listened to you ever in your life, maybe. Um, There's a lot of courses on speaking. I don't know any other courses on listening except for Landmark Foreman Advanced course and so forth. They don't know if they'll listen, but you did contact them.
What's going on in your emotions.
Oh yeah, more connected. He's telling Landmark to be more connected to what's going on in your body and your emotions. So let's cover the body thing first. Let's say, someone's dealing with a bodily, like a sickness. a disease or a disorder, and they've done the forum. The forum chooses not to be in that space. It's not like what are they, Jesus in a bottle? Like what do you want here? They choose not to be in the medical space, and there's too much other involved in that. There's too many other doctors that have their opinions and their thoughts and their concerns about new information that they learn. So the Landmark Worldwide chooses not to be in the health space. I don't think they have any courses on health. Maybe they do. And all of their courses would impact your health if that's what you're committed to and thinking about. Like if someone was going to do the advanced forum and wanted to get something for their health, as long as they had their health in mind and how this conversation that we're having pertains to their health, um, it would make a real difference in their health in the first 5 days, probably even before they even start the 5 days, because they would have told someone I'm going to do this thing for my health, and then they'd probably have some sort of a breakthrough or a breakdown that leads to a breakthrough or kind of a stop or anyway, something that contributes to their journey on getting the health goals that they want and like now, not like waiting. Um, and then he's going to say more in touch with your emotions. I mean, in the forum and more the advanced course, you got that they're real emotions. They're just not real. So I don't know why you want me to pay attention to my emotions. Um, I mean, it seems like you just didn't want to live the life of forum leader, so you and maybe you thought that you weren't supposed to listen to your emotions, which isn't really what it is. It's just saying that it's a real emotion. You can listen to it, you can be with it, whatever you want, and maybe it's a signpost or something else, and um it's not based in reality. Like you're having that emotion. It's not like 700 people are all having the same emotion that you're having all at the exact same time. That might be a little bit more real, but either way, it's not real.
Most of Landmark's programs back when I did them, I haven't done anything for 10 years, so I can't talk about it. Take place from the chin to the scalp. Yeah, as I always say is
Yeah, there you go. And you haven't done anything for 10 years. So how are you commenting on something and you don't like, I don't know. You're like telling this business how to run their business and you don't even take any of their courses for the last 10 years. You think you're like Mr. Know-it-all. I don't know. I don't know. Not saying anything bad about you, just saying maybe they've listened to you and heard that criticism or concern a million times and it just doesn't it's not based in reality. It wouldn't work in the long term. It just doesn't make any sense.
When I left, I like within a month I was
Yeah, they focus on the mental fitness side of things, the being side of things, whatever, but they're not going to talk about health stuff. And is that your concern that they only talk about a certain subsect of people and you happen to learn about your body way afterwards, or you happen to have a concern about your body now that you don't know how to answer and then you want to like blame Landmark for it? Like, I don't know.
doing diamond approach work and other stuff. Because I want to find out what's going on below the neck.
See, she stopped working for Landmark after 26 years, Dr. Ann, and um she left and did some new work called diamond work. I don't know what exactly this is, but yes, people get what they get out of Landmark and then go off and do a million other types of things. Um, so Landmark is not the one thing. It's like trying to find the graduate that thinks that it's the one thing, because all we can see is graduates that do other things. Um, and if you ask your friends and family to do diamond, I bet you get a lot of pushback on reasons and whatever and why they don't feel like they want to do diamond. And the point is that you were open-minded enough to do diamond versus people that don't have the 25th year of work that you had and wouldn't have been open to see diamond. Like not only did they say no to doing it if they did see it, but also the only reason why maybe you saw it is because you got what you got out of the 25th and a half year that you worked there. And by leaving and stop being a staff member for Landmark Worldwide, I assert that you got something absolutely priceless, unbelievable. You got that you can say no. And how wonderful is that? And a lot of people die not getting that they can say no. And if you had left in the 25th year and you left on great terms and you didn't get the I can say no, then maybe 10 years from now, you would still be a people pleaser and you would have learned then that 10 years from now that you can say no, or maybe never. But why wait 10 years to get something you can get now, you know?
What is the, and I started the bottom community because I was like, wait, didn't I want to
And then you started a community, like you're a firecracker. Do all that other, I don't know what the goddess community is, I don't know what diamond is, but like do that stuff or do something else in your life that really contributes to people. I'm not saying this doesn't. I'm saying that asking the question is something a cult when it's clearly been answered by the Cult Awareness Network and the Cult Education Institute that it is not a cult. And like all these publications thought that they were going to do something and then went in and did it and then was like, oh, I was completely mistaken about what this thing was. All right, Wall Street Journal, New York Times, Condé Nast, Rolling Stone, all did the forum thinking it was going to be one way. Came out like, oh my gosh, no.
So it was. Yeah, I did two courses that are the name is Poets, and it stands for the.
And then this guy's talking about the courses that he did after he stopped participating at Landmark. That's how it works. It's like we're catching you just in the moment that you've left, and you're still completing all these things that are incomplete for you because you were making a massive difference among thousands of people. Like a difference for people's health, a difference for people's happiness, a difference for people's wealth, a difference for people's families, a difference for people's experience of freedom and an experience of peace of mind, and that takes something to stop making that contribution that you were making and go back into however it is you're going to contribute to the world for the rest of your life.
Of embodied transformation. So transformation that's embodied. So when I'm working with people now, it's what's going on here, not just here. Yeah. Intellectual realizations are just that. Yeah. If they're not embodied, they don't last. Right. They don't stay.
They're not embodied, they don't last, they don't stay. I don't know why you're talking about this because the Landmark Forum is long lasting and they do stay as long as you don't want to like go from seeing fact, fiction, true, false as opinions and then go back to being like, oh, I want to play in that area of true, false, right, wrong, like because I want to be right or whatever it is.
So what? So let's go back to. So there you are. You're a forum leader. You're leading the forum. I know you became a center's division director as well. Which
this whole setup where she's like, let's go back to like, there you are. You're doing this. You're doing that. Like she wouldn't have that direction of a question without the training that she got out of the forum. Like it's just I recognize it as something that she got from there. It's not like she was watching TV and she heard that set up, or she was watching a movie and she heard that set up. Like she heard that set up like a bunch of times in her life and was like, this is the best way to ask this question. So she continues to ask questions like this. Amazing how you want to throw shade at something that was who you are. I gave you a lot of who you are. It's not like you didn't create who you are. You're the one that created that. And Landmark kind of like pointed you in directions and was like, hey, let's look at this side of your life,
always have that sort of that aspect, which is really, as we said, that's a really intense. Much harder being in the center of it.
And then you want to go back to how intense it is. You just said it was intense, but it was also fun. And now you want to go back to just intense, like
then leading in the leader. That's really.
I'm not sure. I had said that Dale maybe was the person, but I don't think it was Dale. I think it was Dr. Ann. That you had some things that you could consider traumas happen in your childhood and your teenage years. And I get that, and in your adulthood, with not having spending enough time you thought with your daughter, and if you can get that that's a story, then what's available for you and your daughter, you know what I mean? And like the whole point is you said no, and now you're in your daughter's life, and you can't blame anybody else for not being in your daughter's life now. So like, what's possible for that, and what kind of person is your daughter? Your daughter is probably unbelievable as a person, and probably hundreds of people probably rely on your daughter. Um, and I just don't know. I just don't see a ton of people that have that experience for you, that empowerment of you and your daughter and your whole family probably. And yeah, I just don't know. I just don't know. I see people that with lots of money. I see people with exactly what looks good on social media. And then it's like, yeah, you happy? And it was like, well, I just did this deal. And it's like, well, I didn't ask about your deal. I asked if you were happy. Like, what are you talking about?
A bunch of staff members and now ex-staff members. I know they laid off a bunch that just got really. Did you hear that, everybody? They know. At
Yeah,
least
a
Alan
bunch of
knew.
staff members just got laid off. I mean, they have so COVID happened and people started doing everything online. They realized that they could do what they were doing in person online, and they were able to sell their real estate, no longer have the real estate as a cost, making them super lean. And then lay off people that they realize, oh wow, like that we don't need this many people, or this person isn't happy here. And like I don't know. If you're looking out for that person's happiness and you're left with grace and no other company has ever let you go with such grace and compassion before, and yeah, I don't know, you can come back and be like pushing blame on them or making them out to be bad guys.
That your job was harder because a lot of times in the center, the forum leader shows up and they're like all, the world has to start to revolve around them. And you're like, yes. What the heck? Yeah. So you knew both those sides. But I want.
So the forum leader shows up and your life has to revolve around them and you say, what the heck? I mean, I understand how in any other company how you could experience that. Um, or any other company that does not have the training that the forum provides or that the Vanto group, which is like their business division for companies like larger than 100 people, I believe. I don't work for them, I don't represent them, nothing. Yeah, that forum leader is doing what they need to do to cause remarkable things to happen in one weekend for 75 to 250 people. That person is responsible for 250 people up to, I don't know if they do it larger than that, but let's say 75, let's say 95 people are in that forum. And that person is responsible for training, coaching, being with, understanding, communicating with. They're committed to their whole life in and and for you as a staff member that makes 55 grand a year to make it about that person getting everything the world revolving around that person, as you would call it. And I would call that a story. Um, Look, they wanted coffee, they wanted their bed made right, they wanted their newspaper, they wanted what they wanted, and that's and you could learn that and it'd be super easy the next time that they showed up. Like, oh, they want this newspaper, like having that file of like what they need and want and is workable for them. Um, but yeah, it's not about that person having the world revolve around them. It's about their commitment and my commitment to those 250 or 75 people as well. I'm committed to those 75. I am by getting the forum leader coffee the way that they want it when they want it. I am literally causing just ridiculous, amazing thing, uns just undiscussable things to happen for 75 people, let's say 90 people, 95, whatever. Um, And I'm talking people that were about to get divorced and they don't, and they refall in love again. I'm talking about people that already got divorced and hasn't talked to an estranged parent they haven't talked to in 40 years, and they're able to get in touch with them in the 5 days and able to squash whatever beef they had. Those are just two examples of some just like kind of like pretty ridiculous things that I've seen happen. And it's just like, look, if you know another thing that's doing that, I'd be happy to look at it. But otherwise, this is the real deal.
Find out. So tell us about what starts to happen as you start to realize or see or think, kind of break this idea that you could somehow change it, that you could somehow, there were the.
Yeah, again, this is the assumption with them doing something wrong and you want to change something, but they're not doing anything wrong or irresponsible or anything. And if they did, they cleaned that up, fired the person, created a new policy, and moved on. Um, but if you're going to say that measuring and counting and keeping statistics on people when people count is somehow bad in your book, well, I'm sorry, that's an effective business action. that gives us insights, that gives you development. Yeah, there's only positives on it. It's purely a positive phenomenon.
These things that you saw, you didn't agree with, and if there's any others
What they call measures or statistics or keeping track of how many people have registered and so forth, because people count. This is this person's life. You know what I mean? What, I'm going to not count them, like not assign them a number. I'm not assigning people a number. I'm counting the number of people, but 54 lives is different than 55 lives is different than 95 lives.
there was one other thing. So it was how people, the things that didn't work, how programs were measured in terms of the leaders were measured, the hours that the staff had to work, the pay.
The staff chooses to work and sometimes chooses to stay overtime, and that's their choice. And they work long hours because it's satisfying to them. I didn't say it was easy for them. I just said it was satisfying.
That the staff received.
And before you go on staff, you should probably know exactly what the hours are and exactly like you better have the rest of your life worked out or have the rest of your life paused to be able to do this commitment now and then maybe leave and come back or whatever or don't come back. But like don't go in and want to work on staff with the intention of like just saving the world and not understanding how many hours you work, how much money you're making, like any of that stuff. It's like be extremely clear. Like maybe ask to fill in for someone for staff. And if you follow up, and you did the form in the advanced course, and you want to fill in for someone on staff, fill in for someone on staff, or come and just be on staff and make phone calls and be whatever's missing in that office. I guess it's North America now is the one office, and there's like maybe a Europe office, Asia office. I'm not sure how they have it laid out, but can make a difference in the office and be on staff without being on staff and see, do I really want to commit myself for the next 6 months or 10 years or lifetime to this? Or we'll see, and we'll see how long it goes. And if it's a good company, then I'll stay. It's like, know that you're like maybe speak to somebody that's worked there for 25 years. I mean, you can watch all of Ann's videos. That's why I'm not saying that it's bad that Ann posted this stuff. I'm just saying say whatever you need to say, Ann, sell whatever you need to sell, and forgive and forget and not forget but forgive, really give up, and you may have to give it up more than once, and may have to say something extra that you forgot or get so that there's no unsaid communication between you and another person, right? You said, oh, I don't resonate with the word complete anymore. It's like, okay, well, that's not really what I mean. What I mean is something that's unsaid between you and another person. If it's unsaid between you and another person, maybe it's quote unquote incomplete for you or whatever you want to call it. I don't really care what you want to call it because it's a story anyway. We made up all this language anyway, but like whatever's unsaid, say it, and then you don't ever have to say it again because it's off your chest and it's done. And you made the difference. And yeah, I don't know. Like any of the complaints that you have that weren't effective for all people are changed and over with, and any complaints that you still have are changes that just don't make sense to get rid of. And you don't have any justification or you don't have any better way to do it. And if you did have a better way to do it, then please share your better way to do it. And maybe they'll take it on or maybe they won't.
The notion that you can't do other programs, when you're in a leader.
Yeah, it's just I don't know. Maybe you felt more constrained that you weren't able to look at other things or try other things or present, hey, I saw this other thing and it actually agrees completely and coalesces with what Landmark goes over. Uh, uh you can absolutely do that.
Your body, all the stuff that just is so 1900s, not even.
I mean, I wouldn't call it 1900. It's just because stuff's effective doesn't mean it's bad. Like I see all these people like criticizing these quote unquote fake gurus, and I'm like, one, did you actually pay money and buy one of those fake gurus info? And two, because maybe they're not so fake. Maybe you just heard they're fake or someone said they're fake. And two, it's like people are like, oh, well, Dale Carnegie sold all these books back in the 20s or whatever it was. And then these new fake gurus want to come and take your money today when really you could have just read Dale Carnegie. It's like, hey, is the Carnegie family actively selling that book? I don't know. I don't see, maybe I'll see it now, but like I haven't seen ads for specific book titles. Because look, if you're a family member and you make money off of book sales, it's not really your biggest money maker most of the time. Like and it sells itself and it sells at a slow trickle. It's not like a business that someone really goes into. I don't other than bookstores, I don't you know what I mean? I don't see people in that industry online. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I'm sure it's there, but my point is that um, the just because somebody is new teaching a little bit of Dale Carnegie and a little bit of something else doesn't make them fake. It is actually carrying the torch of Dale Carnegie and is carrying the baton and passing that same information on to the next generation. Um,
In the 1980s or 2000, like, that rigidity, those are the main things. How
yeah, Alan, I just assert that you don't like a rigidity. You don't like that. You don't like being on staff. You don't like being, well, you really just didn't like having to, at the drop of a hat, fly to Tokyo or whatever. Um, but yeah, that's what it takes to be a forum leader. So if you don't want to be that committed that if they need you in Tokyo at 4 a.m. that you're like getting ready and getting on the plane. Um, if you're not up for that commitment to create something extraordinary for the planet, then don't say yes to that commitment. You know what I mean? And that's like years and years. Nobody's ever done that faster than 2 or 4 or 5 years. You know what I mean? So you've plenty of time to say no, you know?
Oh, and I also the, the push. I remember having a
And
call
I'm
with the
not
CEO.
asking anybody to work on staff or to do anything there. Just do the form in the advanced course, and then you'll know what I've been attempting to communicate with you if you haven't done the form yet.
Before I left, I said, Harry, we are a for-profit company. Can you imagine? You go and buy a car, and 3 weeks later, the salesman calls you and says, would you like me to come to your house? And you invite some of your friends and we tell them how great your car is. Right.
Yeah, they don't do in-home introductions anymore where they like invite people. Just do it over the phone, and it's like one-on-one usually, but
That does not.
so they heard your criticism, Alan, and they have already made that shift. And look at this, you only recorded that a year ago. I mean, look, if I make a complaint to a company and within 1 year they've already shifted the way that they're operating, like that tells me this company's actually listening.
Happen in a business. Right. So my view, a part of the reason why the real value that Landmark had and has never fully took off is because there was a lack of integrity in how the organ.
Yeah, and they've completed all that and they're doing operating completely differently. But if you guys don't want to see that, then you don't have to see that.
It wasn't run like a business. It didn't.
I assure you, it's been run like a business for 34 years and it's now run like a slightly more efficient business.
Here's the standard business practices. It was a mix. You were on a mission, but it's a business. And the MLM.
No. And now you're going to drop MLM. They do have standard business practices. They are extremely with industry standard operating practices. And then you want to bring in the word MLM. Like how you bring in the word MLM and you talk landmark and you bring on a landmark formula and you put landmark in your title is beyond me. There's not an MLM. We're going to talk about MLM when and you relate it to landmark and like it's like being there's so it's complaining about how unorange like this apple is.
I mean, like the old-fashioned MLM, not even, I have a guest that can come on and talk with us about modern MLMs. They're quite different, but yeah, so that's, and again, and the way I approached it,
and you don't even clarify the fact that Landmark is absolutely not an MLM at any level whatsoever. That's so ridiculous.
And now, I don't think I'm right.
And you won't have me on the show to understand and listen to you and really listen to you, not just be nice to you and invite you to see how the form and the distinctions of the form of the advanced course would make a totally I don't know, just give you a whole new perspective on all this stuff.
Right about this at all. This is my view and how I was able to stay in.
Hello, Leslie. Hello.
Okay.
Hey, what's up? What are you selling?
Department.
Yeah.
Your IRS case on a recorded line. How are you today?
What company are you with?
Hello?
What company are you with?
We are a private licensed tax provider.
No, I'm good. I'm good. Thank you. Have a good day. Gotta go. No, I'm all good. Thank you.
In Landmark for 32 years is I could go, this is my view. Landmark, they have different view. Time will tell whether my view was right or theirs was right.
Yeah, you were right, and they made a difference.
And in the meantime, as a forum leader, and I gave my word to be there forever. And I
Okay, so can we stop complaining about them and just be there forever, even if you're not going to lead forums? It's fine. Just please don't bash or complain about stuff
and you and I know you can break your word.
to random people on the internet. Not to say that you're random. I'm saying like, can you actually make a difference in that company right now? No. So like, why am I talking to you on the internet if I could go and actually speak to the company that can make a difference and has made a difference and will make a difference and will listen?
But I was never going to dishonor the word that I gave. Never. Alan, I have a question. So on this topic where you said that, where like you went to them and say, hey, this gap.
You would never dishonor the word you gave to be with them forever. I don't know what you mean. It doesn't sound like you are with them right now. It sounds like you're complaining about them or hoping that they'll make a difference and making them wrong for not listening to you or playing this game where you're asking this cult question when the Cult Awareness Network, Cult Information Institute both said it's not.
And insisting on guests, it's in the way, to this day that persists in the organization. And as a
how guests are in the way of making the difference in transformation, enlightenment, et cetera, et cetera. Bro, that's you guys collapsing guests and transformation together. That's not what it was meant. In fact, I got they're separate and to combine them would be a vicious circle. Like just separate them and you can get empowered or grow from the statistics that you do get, but like I don't know what else we're doing here.
An instruction leader or seminar leader, we're trained to always recreate the no, like really get someone, if they say no, hey, no, it's not for me, it's not for me at this time, to get that. And then we're always told, like, on the other side of the no, there's finally a yes. And I'm curious.
That doesn't necessarily mean keep badgering that person. Um, if you want to call it badgering, I don't call it that. That's made up, right? It's a story that I made up of calling something badgering. Um, someone says no to get it. Oh, and he's saying on the other side of that no is the difference in the world or something like that. Yeah, yeah. Look, I can think about people that have said no, and I got them and focused on being with them. And I get something from myself and like, okay, that conversation went amazingly, or that conversation did not go the way that I want it to go, and then shifting and learning and growing and having a different conversation the next time or whatever with a completely separate person, right? So on that end of things, that person saying no, even though they never ever did the forum, could shift things in me that then just supercharge everything for another billion people. Um, or that person that was the no could become maybe and could become a yes, not due to an arm twisting, but due to a like, look, you're telling me you don't want to do the forum because you already did Scientology. It's like that's like telling me that you already ate an apple, so you don't even want to try an orange ever. You'll never, ever, 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 ever try an orange. It's like, okay, I mean, I get that for a 10 or 11-year-old, but like, if you're like over 18, could you like dip your toe in and like take a look? Because it's nothing to do, it's literally the opposite of Scientology. Like I keep reading, like I was listening to a video today about auditing and what the kind of auditing they do. And then I hear Anne like listening about auditing and being like, yeah, I did audit people. And then agreeing with the auditing that she doesn't even know because she hasn't done Scientology either. And then it's like, anyway, I watched the video on auditing and it like literally I'm like, this isn't landmark at all. I don't know what this auditing thing is, but they don't do that there. So like I don't know why you're comparing.
So because oftentimes where that landed for people was like, seriously, I was like, hey, I really got this person's experience. They're 100%. And they are not. They are no right now. Like that's the answer. And I think a lot of people ended up hearing that as a technique, like get their no, and then they'll say yes. So like they were hoping and praying for that yes. And I was just like, no, get their no, and maybe next week it'll.
No, it's not a technique. It's just being with them. like I don't know why swimming is in my head, but like let's say that swimming is important to somebody and they're a no and they don't want to do the landmark form right now or the advanced course right now. All good. Maybe going swimming with them and being with them might it might something might happen where you can have a new conversation later, 10 years from now, whatever. But like, I don't, you don't want to wait. Like, this isn't like, if you want to wait in your life, then wait to do the forum. If you don't want to wait in your life, then do the forum now. Um, but by being with that person, I don't know, it just gives me the space in the, we used to call it emotional bank account to learn more about what they're up to. Hello, Leslie. Hello. Hello. Blello. Blah bye. Um, being with that person, yeah, it gives me the opportunity to be like, okay, like I get you said that Scientology thing like 6 months ago. Scientology is what Scientology is, and Scientology is not Landmark. Landmark is not Scientology. It's just like literally the opposite.
Oh, yes, but that's a phenomenal. Yeah, well, Mark, what I found out about after.
As of right now, you can lay off. Yeah, yeah, you're reading the person you want to lay off. You don't want to ask them to do the form again in that moment. No, no big deal. And go be with that person. And maybe you never talk to them about the forum again. And you know what the benefit of the forum would be for them. So I would keep standing for them and standing for them and standing for them and standing for them to have what they say that they want in life. And that might take years and years and years of just being with them or not.
Leaving Landmark is one way to look at marketing is there's push marketing and then there's pull marketing.
Or maybe you choose not to be in their life anymore. You know what I mean? You could choose that too. Depends. I mean, no one said you had to be friends with anybody.
So push
Marketing material, yeah, man. You want to talk sales and marketing, bro? It's like, I'm sorry, Landmark is not selling anything and they're not marketing anything. Um, I don't know. Probably in the last video, I was saying that how can you put a value on your happiness, your health, your wealth, your freedom from anxiety, resentment, regret, peace of mind? I can't put a value, a price on that. Um, and the person that originally told me about this, uh, I can't say that they were selling me something because, bro, they just said I saw a good movie. I mean, it's not exactly equivalent to that, but it's like, oh, I saw this great movie. Like you should check it out. Like it's not selling that person. Um, yeah, I don't know. It's free choice and sharing and inviting. If I'm inviting you to my house for a party, like I'm not selling you. I mean, you could call it that, and you could say that he told me that there'd be food there, and that sold you on it. But there is no food at the forums. It's none of the things that are involved in a sales atmosphere, like compensation or a discount or any of that stuff's there. If you want to sign up for yourself, there's discounts available. But like, if I want to like say, hey, bro, check this out, like I don't get any benefit from that. Um, so to say it's sales, I can understand you say that, but like really, I just look at anybody that's actually in sales isn't really in sales. They're just talking to people. And if you're familiar with some of the tactics or things that someone might say to get you to buy into something, well, then you can be aware of them. Like the bandwagon theory, like, oh, well, everybody else is doing it. It's like, okay, well, I could be aware of that. It's like, who exactly is doing that? As long as I'm aware of the sales tactic, I can choose whether to like delve into more of like exactly what do you mean by that? Like, can you show me another example of my neighbor who also got a roof by you or whatever? Um, Or I could not believe it and just see it as like, oh, well, you're just said everybody just to sell me on it. And like, I don't have to choose to be enamored with or sucked in by or whatever it is. But I don't know. This is not sales.
Marketing is where you're trying to get people to do things.
No, we're not trying to get somebody to do something. We are listening. This person's telling me that they have something that's kind of just moving along, monotonous, day after day after day at this petty pace. I don't know if that was Shakespeare or who was that said that, but and and you see something for them, let's call it, I don't know, experience of freedom or peace of mind. And gosh, this is not sales.
Marketing is where the customer is trying.
Uh trying to get somebody to do something. So if they tell me like, okay, like freedom around that area, it's a little monotonous to me, a little bit boring to me, whatever. And maybe some joy there. So I don't know, whatever, answer whatever term you want. Um, would be beneficial to me. That's not trying to get you to do something. That's you told me this thing is boring as crap to you, but you have to do it for another 20 years of your life. And I'm telling you that there's a way that like you could literally fall in love with doing that thing that was before monotonous. Um, as a contribution to the office space or whatever it is. And you see that as like, oh, okay, like there's something there. There's something beyond this life. Like for my life right now, not like later. I don't know. Like I left my job like few days, weeks, months after working there. My first job, first real job after college, making a decent amount of money. It was a draw, so I only made that money if I, made more sales than I was bringing in. Failed miserably after 6 months. They got rid of me or whatever it was, a year. I don't know. And marketing, where was I going with this? Getting you to do something. Oh, I was like on the street corner after work one day, being like, "Is this all that life is?" And I just felt that like, is there something more? I mean, I wasn't dating. I don't know if I was dating anybody at the time. I think I was single at the time. Anyway, I just had that thought in my life, like, is this all life is? Mhm. So that's the kind of feeling that I'm creating that someone maybe might have, that a lot of people have. And then they see something else and they see that thing. And I know if you've been promised that thing before, then you may be skeptical. You be as skeptical as you want, just be open-minded. And you see that that's possible and you want it. That's not being sold to. That's me wanting that freedom and peace of mind and happiness or whatever in my life and paying for it and then getting that. That's it. Like that's a conversation and me choosing to buy it because of the
Trying to
benefit
get
that
what
it
you have
gives
to
me.
offer. And I made a promise when I left Landmark to myself, which I've kept, is I was never going to put another butt in a seat again as long as I live.
So you're saying you'd be there for the rest of your life. You'll never back down on your word, but you'll never have anybody enroll in the form ever again. I guess you won't do the process of enrolling them, I guess. Like, what if you meet a grandson or a daughter? What if you meet a person that's like, I really want more out of life. And you could actually make the difference for them and you're just not going to do it. I don't know if that's what you're saying here, but by saying not putting a butt in the seat, that's my guess is what you're saying. And it's all on Zoom now. So there is no putting butts in seats anymore. It's just getting people on the Zoom call. Like, I don't know, bro. It just seems like if you got all these great things for your life, why would you not be at least open to sharing that with other people? It's like,
I was never going to try to get a coaching client. I was never going to try to fill a program.
oh, okay. So he's okay. Never get a coaching client, never fill a program. I don't even know where
I was delivering. If there was a demand for what I was
there was
offering, I'll be there in a heartbeat. perfect place for us to pause in the conversation.
Yeah, I'm not even sure what you just meant there.
We're gonna resume this next episode now. We're back and coming to the audience. So thank you for being with us.
Oh, is this the second one that I already did? I thought this was the second one. We'll see. Hope you're having the best day ever. Peace, love. Bye bye.